Hey everybody, it's Chris at Dean's Creek Ranch. Well, a lot of crazy weather came through here yesterday. I woke up and grabbed myself a cup of coffee, and farm shops open today, and what am I gonna do today? Remember where my truck was? Let me flip this around. Oh boy. Looks like I have a peach tree underneath there that is, well, it's kind of, well, I've definitely lost some limbs. I love having tended these things for 3.5 years, and this happens. There's a pear tree behind there. I'm sure that's gone. Let me just set my coffee down. My new little natural bench. Look at this. Just snapped at the base. Let's see what we got going on here. It's so soggy. We got more storms coming. Where's the pear tree? Oh, there it is. I can see the base right in there, but it's gone, snapped. Oh man. Maybe there's a limb that I don't know. I'm gonna have to cut through this all day today. Well, there's my little, oh, there's the apple. Good. Whew. Okay, one pear tree out. One giant oak on the ground. All right, operation Let's Trim the Tree is about to get underway. I want to show you what I'm using today here. Got my fuel. Well, let's start off with this, the chainsaw. This is the Stihl 250, M250. I have a fresh chain on it. I just put it on. Would have been better if I showed you how to do it. Direction of the chain, the teeth go that way, okay? Filled up with fuel, with this Stihl Motomix fuel. Bar oil. When you're pretty close to the top, stop. This is the bar oil right here, and that lubricates the chain as it's moving. This thing has a brake. See, that's the brake right there. Pulled back, this won't move. I can start it. When I'm out of brake, you want to tighten the chain. Let's see if I can do it too tight. Let's try it the other way. Go with my gloves. I did it too tight. Oh no, I had the wrong way. That's the brake. Sorry, I was doing it backwards. That's fine. Let's just start over. Okay, Operation Trim the Tree off of my fruit trees is about to begin. Let me show you what I'm working with today. I got the Stihl M250 chainsaw. Okay, we got some Motomix. We got my gloves. We got some hearing protection. It's got some bar oil. Let me show you. I just put a fresh chain on from the shop down the street. We sharpened it. Let's see. There we go. That's free. See, I can move it. There's just a little play right there. It's a little on the tight side, but I think it's going to loosen up. This chainsaw has what's called a brake. See, I clicked in. I can't move the chain. Bring it forward. I can move the chain. So you can run it without the chain moving. Turn it around. Fuel. That's the Motomix right there. Bar oil, that's that stuff right there. When you're filling up the bar oil, when you get pretty close to the top, stop. Because for some reason, I have a bad habit of that oil seems to grow inside that cap and spills everywhere, but this time I was able to not do it. All you gotta do to change the chain, by the way, is these two screws come out. This bar actually comes off. There's a little guide pin, and then there's one Phillips. See this tool right here? This tool works on those nuts. The little Phillips in there, you just basically tighten the set screw to where this chain gets to be like that. And note how the teeth are forward on the top. That's how you want it, because as it's rotating, the teeth on the bottom, because you always cut from the bottom down, that's get a good bite on it. Now, got all that stuff. We got overalls on. I had a great idea. I may have enough trunk here. I'm gonna definitely cut it as much trunk and keep it as I can. I'm always trying to do something like, all right, let's make some lemonade out of these lemons. That may be a perfect little walking bridge or to walk over the creek. Remember those creek trails we made? I bet that's long enough. I bet it's long enough and then some. At least to that point, if not maybe up into there. And I'll just drag that down with the tractor and we're gonna set it, and it'd be nice to be able to walk across the creek and connect the trails. And we'll build the bridge for the Ranger down the road, but we'll see. Today, I'm just trying to get all these trees off the fruit trees. I really want to assess what happened with that pear. I think it's gone, but maybe there's enough, maybe there's some like undergrowth on the bottom of the trunk that maybe it will survive. I don't know, but I'm gonna get cutting. I'll show you some progress along the way. Yay me. Real quick, I forgot to show you. I'm starting this thing. So this little lever down here, you gotta squeeze the trigger. Go all the way down with this little lever down to full choke. And when you're pulling on the rope, once you get it'll try to cough on you, like, go to half choke, then start it. I give it like a good 30 seconds, 45 seconds to warm up. In the winter, I definitely do a minute. And then once you throttle out of half choke, it'll go all the way up into normal operation. But you don't want to try and, once you're in full choke like I am right now, once it tries to kick over, get out of full choke or you're going to flood it. And there's some videos out there that I found. I'll see if I can find them again and tag it in here, that shows you how to start a flooded chainsaw. But the better idea is to not flood it in the first place. So half choke once you get a small kick over. All right, been hacking away on the right side, obviously. Tons of firewood. I've got the baby peach uncovered. I have yet to find a snap branch. It was leaned on pretty heavy. There's still peaches on there. I don't know if you can see in the video. This right here, this branch right there, I'm gonna go get the pole saw, because if I cut it, it's gonna fall and smash the peach. I'm gonna get the pole saw, which I'll show you, and I'm gonna cut the top of this off and let it fall straight into this area here and protect the peach as best I can. I don't think I lost it. In fact, it looks pretty damn good. Narrow miss, but I've already, well, the pear, I'll show you in a minute, but yeah, the pear's toast. That's gone. But anyway, like I said, see the length of this thing? Nice and straight. I'm gonna see if I can use that as, lay that over the creek. Why not? At least give it a shot. All right, I'm gonna go get the pole saw. All right, got the pole saw out. Obviously, it's got this telescoping rod, so you can really get it up in the air. Now, it's heavy to swing around, that's for sure. You just undo this knob right here, and this will telescope out twice the size, but I don't need it. I just need it this size. Now, the one thing about this pole saw when you're cutting stuff up high is branches fall on you, and I lost the little clip, the little knob for that, so sometimes I have to use a pair of pliers to get it into full choke and choke. It's just I just haven't ordered the part yet. I need to tighten the chain, obviously. See, there's just too much wiggle there. Bar oil, and I can see the fuel in the fuel tank. Got plenty of fuel, but I haven't ran this thing in a minute. But it's the same concept. You take the tool, loosen the bolt, and there's this little adjusting knob with the screwdriver, and just tighten it up. This sucker works well. I'll show you when it's running. It's pretty high horsepower. It does wood like a hot knife through butter. Stand by. So you just undo this bolt with the tool that they give you. I know, eventually I'll upgrade my filming technique, but right now I'm a one-man band. Undo the nut, and this cover comes off, just like that. Probably a good idea to clean out all the gunk. That's the little adjustment I was telling you about. So use the tool and give it a couple turns here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, tightening up. See? A lot better. Now I'll put the thing down and you can see how I do it from there. Because you also want to hold the bar. See how it's got this little play? I don't know if you can saw that. Let me see. When you tighten up that bolt, just hold the bar in the up position and you'll be all set. That's how you do that. Have me all notice in that video what I did wrong. Take a long look. Whoops. Put the chain on backwards. I went over there to cut and I'm like, this thing ain't cutting at all. You know? Pay attention to what you're doing. I wasn't. All right, break time. Two things since the last video. I put that on right and it cuts like a charm. But when I took off the nut and the plate to flip it around, I placed the nut right here like an idiot. And I left it running so I could do a quick change out. You want to guess where it vibrated off to? Bum, 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 into a black hole. It's down there. I can see it, but I can't get it out. Hi, Jackson. So anyway, I'm going to show you the peach tree. It did fall down, huh? Watch out for ants, okay? All right, so here's the peach tree. I freed it. I didn't lose one limb on it. There were a couple bent out of shape, and there's peaches on it. There are a few peaches on the ground from this one. I think that's just the wind. I don't think the tree hit it at all. But I had to do some careful cuts to get it around the peach tree. It's saved. Now, what do you think, Jackson? Well, I'm using it. Can you just wait a minute? I've been using it all day. So the plan is, I'll give it to you in a little bit. I'm using it right now. The plan is, I'm going to cut it about here and right about here. And this fork that's going to be left over, plus the old trunk, should be plenty enough to span it. If I have to cut more off, I will. It's really hard to put it back, so I'm going to leave it long and see where I'm at. Now, can you see the pear tree? It's right there, just snapped. I don't know until I cut all this away if there's any undergrowth, if this thing's savable. You know, sometimes, like I'll show you on the apple. Be neat to save it. I mean, it's got awesome roots. My point is I'm hoping to see this. Now, I did trim it earlier in the year for this kind of stuff, but see all this bottom growth on the trunk, which I should probably trim that away anyway. If I've got a little bit of that on the pear, it might be worth saving. Who knows? There's the other pear tree and the apple tree. So at this point, I'm just hacking away at this thing. You know, there's a silver lining and everything. Someone came up to me and they're like, hey man, where do you buy all your firewood? Yeah. All right, man, I'm beat. Let me tell you why. After I showed you that I lost one of the screws, I have to keep swapping back and forth. What happened with these lower limbs is all the tension of however many tons this tree is. So I've gotten the saw stuck. Basically, the wood pinches together because you're cutting from the top, and obviously the weight of all that pinching down. So you make a bunch of small cuts. And I lost track of one, and I basically just wedged the chainsaw in there. I had to swap a screw out to get the big saw, or I should say the pole saw out. Immediately got that one stuck because it was pinching the blades on both of them. So where is it? What did I do with it? I have a hammer in here somewhere, a giant sledge. I was able to sledgehammer them both out of there. Just, you know, just give it a wiggle and a tug at the same time the sledgehammer's coming down. And they came out. Oh, there's the hammer right there. Anyway, you can see where I was stuck last. Had to use this as a wedge. See what I mean? How it pinches in. I still don't have that one cut, but all the tension's off the tree. Actually, this thing moved after I got it, the last one out. This is, there's the pear tree gone. This, from here on out, is just me cleaning it up, stacking it up, all the smaller limbs to a burn pit. You don't need to see my ugly unshaven mug, which is going to get shaved up tomorrow. Like, subscribe, notification button. What do we say at Deans Creek Ranch? We say, see ya. Okay, real quick. Pulling all the stuff off and trying to get to this thing. Clean this up. That's on the trunk side. I got some leaves there. And you see this split here. Right here are some leaves. Now, I don't know if that's gonna allow this thing to make it or not. But these things are pretty hardy. They do pretty good. It would be really neat if I could save it. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a month and see if I can get any growth out of it. I may have some limbs down there too I haven't got to yet, but man, I'm whipped. It's humid. See ya.